Good morning. It is Monday. Obviously I don't want to wake up. It is like almost 11:30, I think, 11 something. It's some sort of time, and I'm just ready to sleep today, but we'll do more of that, I guess, on the plane or whatever. So game plan is we're gonna find something to eat, preferably here because it's expensive out there. And then we're gonna head over to the Marine Museum, check that out, and then we'll come back and hang out and play some cards. So I'll update you as the day goes.
So, didn't know that this marine museum we were going to, or at least didn't understand it, is the USS Odyssey, and that it is an entire naval ship that is also a maritime museum. So, didn't really conceptualize that when we left, but the adventure we had going through this was amazing. To see all the inner workings of how the different parts of history came together for this interesting ship, how many people, the scale, it was surreal. And I'm so glad that we had the chance to experience this together. My husband is obviously very into both naval and Air Force, and so to see everything put together here as just one massive museum to sit in the cockpits. They had the actual Tomcat that was used in the movie Top Gun. They're on the ship. It's the same one they had to disassemble for the movie and then bring back to the ship. We could sit down and see what all the buttons were in some of the different planes. My husband was walking me through what different parts meant and what that did. And although he's never flown a plane himself, he was on several naval carriers in Australia and has quite an extensive amount of knowledge, which was even better for the entire experience, at least for me, because I'm not to say clueless, but I didn't understand the gravity or the depth of what we were embarking on with this journey. And so seeing all of the different things, again, here's that Tomcat, and just it was such a really cool experience overall. There was a tour that I wasn't convinced fully I was going to go on, but we did decide to actually embark on and see what it was like to be on this USS Midway in its height. I will also say that this entire experience kind of felt like a time capsule, that there were so many things and moments throughout the ship that just made everything feel like it was frozen in time. And I think part of that is because this entire ship has been decommissioned from active service and now just stands as a historical landmark that people can go and visit and see. So overall, it was just such a very interesting experience for me as someone who's not been on anything like this, and to understand more of the history behind so much that brought this to be.
Hello, everyone. It's probably really windy, so I'm sorry already. But I just wanted to share we are aboard the USS Midway. It is a really big aircraft carrier that they've turned into a museum. And there's all sorts of really cool planes and things here. Wedge really wanted to come out here and see this. This has been really insightful. So San Diego was the birthplace of naval aviation. So they were talking about the first person to really use a boat to land an aircraft. They had wooden dance floors that they had put on top. They grabbed like sandbags and hemp rope and a butcher hook, and they managed to land on a boat. And it was the start of all of this back in like 1920, which which is surreal to think about. So, but if I turn, then you can see they've got it parked in like the bay. Another really big boat over there. Hey Wedge, what's that boat over there? Do you know?
That is another aircraft carrier. I couldn't tell you which one though.
Alright, we don't know which one it is, but there's another carrier out here. And a bunch more different ships and things. And then the airport that we landed from is actually just across this way. If I take a couple steps, you can actually see several different planes and things over there. This has been really cool. Wedge has politely declined going up here because I told him he can. I don't think I can do all those stairs, but we've at least been exploring up here. We're about to go back down to the hangar, which is where we started, and then we're gonna go down to below deck and go explore that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really neat. I'm glad we did it. Yeah, that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, so there's the Tomcat that I mentioned just before, and I did end up giving in, and we both went on this tour. Those stairs are incredibly steep, but it was worth it to see the upper parts of like the bridge and some of the ways that they navigated through both the stars and different tools. You got to remember this was, you know, some of the earlier times in history before we had some of the more advanced technology that we have today, and so it took a lot of different components and things to bring everything together.
What sailors had to do to keep this ship going. Okay. Now, I did mention that the captain stays up.
Yeah, so here's the captain's quarters, and from the high deck you could see this lovely statue.
Alright, I'm gonna give another update here. Turns out we did decide to do this tour. It's actually really cool. My feet hurt now, I'll tell you that. It was like 4 super steep ladders. But it was really cool because we got to see like the captain's quarters and all sorts of other stuff. And I mean, just while we're here, it just makes sense for us to check out all of this stuff, because when are we coming back, you know? So we did the things. We're gonna go to the flight readiness section for the pilots and things where they get ready, and then we'll go below deck and then we'll figure it out. Okay.
So again, just the scale of everything in this ship and how massive everything is, past, present, future. We did end up walking through so much and paid special attention to the culinary. I will say that the mannequins on this tour were kind of freaky. Turn a corner and suddenly there's a mannequin, but grabbed a few photos and again just learned more about my husband's experiences on a naval ship, which was really cool to learn.
Alright, we're just ending. Pardon my hair, it's a mess, but that's okay. We just finished touring the USS Midway. What an amazing experience, honestly. And the thing that really struck me is the fact that the ship was commissioned in the 40s, right before the World War II ended, and was kind of more designed to help with the Battle of like Japan, Pearl Harbor, that kind of stuff. But there's so much vintage inside of it because they didn't need to have things replaced or modernized because everything still just worked. So just to see that still throughout the actual ship, they still do things, different noises and stuff to keep, you know, it is a naval facility, and even though it is run by lots of volunteers, that most of them are acting service and have served before, so you can listen to stories. There was just so many really cool things We have this cute little group behind us that are happy 2, 3, 4. Anyway, but it's just really, really neat things. And then they've got these really surreal everywhere that every time I swear I turned a corner, I was like, oh, it's not a person. Okay. But they'd have them in poses to kind of give you that realism of what was it like to be in the ship. And I learned a bunch of things even about my own husband, you know, hearing that he was on a boat and did different things and was trained in like damage control and helped in the kitchen. And so it's been just a really, really awesome experience overall. And really glad we made the effort to come out here. So that concludes the tour. We're gonna head on back. Not sure that we're gonna get up to Balboa Park, which is kind of a shame, but it's already almost 5 and I'm tired. My feet hurt so bad. So we will I mean, if we're gonna come out here for TwitchCon next year, I think we'll get out here an extra couple days early and be able to do a little bit more of surrounding and exploring the town itself. So yeah, we're gonna probably head back to the Airbnb at this point, but again, just such a really cool thing, cool experience. Definitely recommend. Good evening, everyone. It is Monday night. I had to remember what day it was. Oh, what an amazing night. I think the last time I checked in with you guys, we were letting you know that we were gonna go back to the Airbnb and pretty much just unwind and hang out, and that's pretty much what we did. We had spaghetti from Wedge, which was really tasty. Unfortunately, he did cut his finger in the process, so there was an emergency trip to Target that Super and Star had to do for other reasons as well. Ended up working out, but so we had a really late dinner, and then that slowly graduated into playing cards. It wasn't Cards Against Humanity. I'll have to ask Super what the name of the card game was again. I want to say it was like Politically Incorrect or something of that nature. Kind of think Cards Against Humanity, except you get the option to insert a person's name to make it more personalized for the incorrect card you're placing. Otherwise, it's pretty much the exact same thing. So we did that and just really hung out and enjoyed the last moments together in this amazing household where we've been, you know, talking about the con and the things we want to do next, the things with crew team. And although Sweetie's not part specifically of crew team, she has really good ideas. She's part of the Unity guilds. And so there was just a lot of brainstorming and ideas and excitement. And these are things that I feel will help carry us into the next year. And I'm pretty sure each and every one of us has said, hey, we want to make this work for next year. And so my goals are to find ways to do fundraisers and things to squirrel away the funds, even despite our finances right now, so that we can have this again next year. And I don't mind if there's sacrifices that need to happen, because the memories and the extraordinary network and things that have happened over this last weekend have just been absolutely amazing. And Wedge and I want to come out here and also explore a little more of the town. The place where our Airbnb is a little sketchy, and I've heard that the more city proper that we're in, the less homeless and other problems that we've run into are not as prevalent over there. And so really just looking forward to spending another here. Probably, I don't know about this specific Airbnb, but you know, knowing that TwitchCon's going to be in San Diego again, and it's just been a surreal experience, and it's been so good to find the support, find the connection, find the community, and to be part of the crew team, and just it's been so good. So thank you.